Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Department of Nutrition virtual open house for dietetic internship and master's degree programs affiliated with Case Western Reserve University. We're so happy that you're interested in our programs, and we're very excited to share them with you today. My name's Dr. Hand. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Nutrition, and I'll be starting out our agenda today with an overview of the Case Western Department of Nutrition, and then talk about the master's portion of the combined master's degree and dietetic internship program with the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. Then I'll turn it over to Mrs. Ariana Aoun, who is the internship director at the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center Dietetic Internship. And then Professor Randall, an instructor in our Department of Nutrition, will wrap it up by talking about the Case Western Reserve University Master of Science in Public Health Nutrition Dietetic Internship that she leads. So Case Western Reserve University is one of the leading independent research universities in the nation. As of the most recent rankings, we've been rated as the top university in Ohio, the 44th among national universities, and we are in particular recognized 22nd worldwide for our biomedical and health sciences programs. We have a diverse campus with academic programs in engineering, law, medicine, dentistry, nursing, management, and the liberal arts. And this year we've enrolled over 12,000 students from across the US and 102 countries. The majority of those students are actually graduate and professional students. We have a larger population in those programs than we do at our undergraduate programs. Case Western Reserve University is located in a particularly vibrant part of Cleveland called the University Circle District. You can see there's two red circles here that represent Case Western, one here just north of Euclid Avenue, and then one here just south of Euclid Avenue. This purple star represents where our nutrition department is on campus. And you can see that we're very close to one of our partner institutions, the Cleveland VA. In addition to these academic and medical institutions, there's two other large teaching hospitals in this area of Cleveland, as well as a variety of cultural institutions like the Cleveland Orchestra, the Museum of Art, the Museum of Natural History, the Botanic Gardens, and then a variety of dining institutions per se in the Uptown District and then into Little Italy. So students really enjoy living and working around Case Western. If you're not familiar with Cleveland, it is a great place to live. Sometimes it gets a bad rap, but it is really a fabulous place to do training and potentially to stay into your professional career. We have beaches on Lake Erie where you can do water sports or go swimming. There's also a big music scene, particularly in the summer. We have a lot of different music festivals. This shows Wade Oval Wednesday, which is a free outdoor music event that takes place every Wednesday in some of the space between the VA and Case Western. There's a food and dining scene besides Little Italy that I mentioned. This picture shows East 4th Street, which is a pedestrian walkway of restaurants and bars in downtown Cleveland, very near to two of our three professional sports teams. This shows the basketball arena for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the baseball stadium for the Cleveland Guardians. And then we also have a football team. In addition, we have a large theater district, and every year there's a set of Broadway shows that comes through, and then a variety of other plays and comedians and other things that come. So all of these things are things that can sort of augment your experience as a dietetic intern and master's degree student, and the cost of living in Cleveland is still relatively affordable, so you can do a few of these things as a student. Coming back to Case Western, the Department of Nutrition was established in 1913, so right around the same time that our professional organization was founded in Cleveland. We are located within the School of Medicine, which gives us a strong research emphasis and a variety of resources, including a dedicated health science library and access to, world-class biomedical researchers. All of our graduate classes are quite small. I would say they all have fewer than 20 students in them, and some of them are even smaller than that. So you definitely get to interact with the faculty. We know all of our students and have, close advising relationships with them. Case has a strong history of excellence in the field of dietetics because we've been around as a nutrition department so long, and we're right here in Cleveland when the American Dietetic Association was founded here. We have a strong history of faculty members who are leaders in the profession, going back to black and white picture days, but coming into the present with current faculty members you can see on this slide. So we have two dietetic internship and master's degree programs that are affiliated with Case Western. I've already alluded to them a little bit in the introductions, but just to give you a few more details, the combined dietetic internship master's degree program with the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center takes 12 interns each year, and these internship rotations are based in the hospital. For the MS in Public Health Nutrition Dietetic Internship Program, they take 7 interns each year for a total of 14 interns who can be enrolled in the program at one time. And these internship rotations are based in community and public health sites. So I'm going to talk now briefly about the similarities between the two programs, and then talk a little bit more specifically about the master's degree coursework part of the Cleveland VA internship. Both programs are 18 months. They generally start in August, although we have a few special cases where students have modified schedules. And then they end the following December with a formal graduation ceremony or departmental graduation ceremony, although the degrees are actually conferred in January. Both programs lead to an MS degree and eligibility to take the registered dietitian nutritionist exam. There is some overlapping coursework between the two programs, but also some different coursework you'll hear about. And both programs are non-thesis, so they end with a comprehensive exam or cumulative project, but there is not a thesis in either program. To graduate from either program, you must complete 30 credits total. At least 18 have to be in nutrition and have to be at the graduate level, which at Case Western we designate with a number at 400 or greater. And you also have to maintain a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0. So why should you choose a combined master's degree and dietetic internship program like the two that we're talking about today? We really feel strongly that these programs have complementary coursework and rotations, both in terms of how the topics and rotations are sequenced, but also in terms of the workload and how we balance the responsibilities between the students for academics and supervised practice. When you join an MSDI program, you join a cohort of students with similar backgrounds and experiences. And we think that both of these programs really provide a high quality education and training in an efficient timeline. So now I'm going to talk more about the master's part of the Cleveland VA program. So we've been partnering together for a very long time. Here's our websites and our contact information. Again, if you have questions about the VA and the supervised practice, it's best to reach out to Mrs. Own. And then for me and sort of the academic side, you can see my contact info here. And this will show up again at the end of our session. So the combined MSDI was begun in 1965 by Case Western in conjunction with 3 clinical partners in the Cleveland area. And this was one of the first hospital-based dietetic internship programs to require graduate coursework. So we have been training master's prepared dietitians for more than 50 years. We have believed strongly in the value of master's prepared dietitians even before the master's degree mandate from CWR. And we really feel strongly that we have a winning formula for training these dietitians. So this is a 18-month program. In the fall of the first year for VA students, they have class on Monday and on an evening. The evening class is online, and then they go to internship Tuesday through Friday. There's a similar schedule in spring of the first year with classes on Monday and internship Tuesday through Friday. And one of the classes in the spring is a research class. In summer of the first year, students participate in their internship full-time Monday through Friday. They finish that in July. They get August off for a vacation. And then in the fall of the second year, students turn their attention to full-time coursework with classes being available Monday through Friday. So here's a little bit more detail about the course schedule. In fall of the first year, students take coursework in evidence-based practice, culturally aware practice, and then have classes on diabetes prevention and management and pediatric nutrition. In the spring, the focus on diabetes continues with a second course in that series. And then we also have a seminar in advanced nutrition practice, and then the research course. In fall of the second year, students generally take 15 credits of electives, although in some cases, depending on the student's schedule, they will take an elective in the spring and then a research course in the fall. Oops, sorry. In the fall, students have quite a bit of flexibility to take nutrition graduate level electives or graduate level electives in other departments. So one thing students really enjoy about this program is that only 15 of the 30 academic credits are required. And so it gives students a lot of flexibility to shape their electives around their interest. And you can see some of the nutrition elective options and other departmental options on this slide. We're working towards certificates and concentration options that recognize a series of coursework either in diabetes prevention and management or in culinary medicine, and these would be feasible with careful selection of your elective credits in that final semester. Our graduates from this program find employment in a variety of settings in Cleveland area hospitals, pediatric, community, and academic medical centers, as well as VA medical centers throughout the US. They sometimes choose to work in non-clinical settings like the food industry, community nutrition, therapeutic nutrition, or pursue higher education and become active as university faculty. The cost of this program is listed on this slide. We do have some departmental tuition assistance that's automatically given to students in this program. And so the total cost is about $52,000 over the 3 semesters. If you're interested in this program, please apply on DICAS and D&D Digital to the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. If you are matched to that program, we will help you with the paperwork to be accepted into the Case Western Graduate School. You do have to apply, but we screen you for eligibility at the same time that we screen for internship eligibility. And so the process is relatively automatic. As you'll hear in a little while, Professor Randall's program is listed under Case Western in DICAS. So again, if you're interested in the Cleveland VA, make sure you're looking for the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center in DICAS and D&D. All right, so that concludes my portion of the presentation. I'm going to stop sharing and pass control over now to Mrs. Own, who is the Dietetic Internship Director at the VA, and she'll talk more about the supervised practice portion of that program. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Hand. So welcome everybody. Thank you for your interest in our program. Giving you a little bit of background on some of the benefits of being an intern at the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA. Our stipend is currently at $25,000 over the 11 months of the dietetic internship. That is pre-tax, but want to make sure to share that with you. We're also excited that the majority of our rotations are a 1-to-1 preceptor to intern ratio, and then there's minimal simulation or shadowing. Basically, the interns in the program have hands-on experiences with their preceptors. There are two opportunities that we offer. We do offer the dietetic internship with master's degree at CASE, which, as Dr. Hand said, is an 18-month program, but we do also offer a dietetic internship only, which is 11 months paid training experience. That option is only available if you're entering the program with your master's degree completed. Another benefit I'd like to share is upon completion of the internship, graduates have preferred hiring status with the VA healthcare system, which is the largest healthcare system in the nation. The Lewis Stokes Cleveland Dietetic Internship gained accreditation in 1965 when we affiliated with Case Western's Department of Nutrition. I had shared that we do have two options, dietetic internship with the master's degree or the dietetic internship only. I do want to share our mission statement. Our goal for all graduates is that they will be provided with a foundation in research and evidence-based nutrition. They'll have interdisciplinary team experiences throughout their rotations with broad exposure to specialty and advanced level practice. We want to prepare our graduates to become entry-level registered dietitian nutritionists who are able to deliver competent nutrition care to veterans and the public. Dr. Hand talked a little bit about the schedule, but just to give you a little bit more information. For the internship only, our program is 11 months. It starts in August and runs to the following July. Supervised practice occurs Tuesday through Friday. Again, this option is for applicants who enter the program with a master's degree, and the verification statement will be provided once rotations are successfully completed at the end of the program. For the graduate work, it's an 18-month program. It starts in August. Supervised practice occurs Tuesday through Friday. Dr. Hand discussed the graduate classes, and the verification statement will be provided once graduate degree is conferred in January. And as Dr. Hand said, we do take 12 interns. Another way to look at the timeline for the internship only option is the internship would start in August. What we call phase 1 runs August through December. There's a 2-week winter break. It's followed by phase 2, which is January through June. And the internship culminates in 3 weeks of staff experience in July. The verification statement is provided in July for internship only interns, and again, this is for interns who have a master's degree when they enter the program. For those of you who may be interested in the internship with the master's degree, the internship and graduate work run concurrently, which we're very happy with. We think that that streamlines our program and allows you to finish with your internship verification statement and your graduate degree conferred. So for this option, the internship and the master's degree both start in August. They run concurrently with master's degree classes on Mondays and the Wednesday evening that Dr. Hand mentioned. Internship rotations are Tuesday through Friday. We do have winter breaks for both. Internship rotations start again in January through June, as do classes. There are no classes in summer at CASE, but the internship finishes in July, and then the third semester of classes August through December, with the degree being conferred in January. And again, the verification statement for the internship is held until the master's degree is conferred in January. Taking a look at our training opportunities, the Cleveland VA internship provides over 1,200 hours of training. That's over 42 weeks of VA rotations and 3 weeks of non-VA rotations. In addition to our rotations that we provide, we do also have a public policy day where we collaborate with other internships within the Northeast Ohio area. We have a pediatric lecture series and rotation at a local children's hospital. There are additional internship assignments such as a pregnancy and lactation case study, pediatric learning modules, a career portfolio, and then our interns are also exposed to using virtual technologies to provide patient care. Taking a little bit different look at the rotations, we do have rotations in management, clinical experiences, community, food service systems management. As I shared, our interns go to a local children's hospital for a 1-week pediatric rotation. The interns also have 2 weeks where they can choose a enrichment rotation, and then they also have the 3 weeks of staff relief. Interns get the 2 weeks winter break, and then they also get federal holidays when they fall within the training time. For the clinical nutrition management rotation, the interns do have an opportunity to work with our chief clinical dietitian, clinical program manager on various different policies, procedures, and benchmarking opportunities, as well as working with different points of contact on scheduling initiatives and other types of management activities. In clinical, our interns have the opportunity to spend time with our medicine preceptors, surgery. We do have a spinal cord injury specialty floor. They spend time with our community living center, which is our long-term care wing of the hospital. They also have time to spend with our certified specialists in oncology, renal, and nutrition support, as well as our pediatric affiliation. For community exposure, our interns have various outpatient clinics that they work in with a focus on weight management, cardiovascular risk reduction, eating disorders, diabetes self-management, education and support, working with our geriatric population. And then the VA home-based primary care program is a opportunity where the interns work with dietitians who go into the veteran's home and provide care, and they have 2 weeks to work with those dietitians, 1 week at our Wade Park location, and then 1 week either in Lorain or Lake County. For food service systems management, we reserve 8 weeks for that. For phase 1, interns spend 3 to 4 weeks in food service. In phase 2, they spend 3 to 4 weeks, and then we do reserve 1 week for food service week, where we do various food service field trips to areas that the interns would not have been exposed to throughout the internship, such as you can see pictures here of Ohio City Farm, going to Nestle to see on their food development. We spent time at the West Side Market, as well as other local farms and organic farms throughout the area. For the enrichment rotation, we do have non-VA affiliations that we can speak with. We do have an affiliation with the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, various pediatric affiliations, a school nutrition affiliation, as well as private practice. Some of our interns are also interested in spending additional time with some of our VA specific programs, such as our Healthy Teaching Kitchen program, working with food security. So our Healthy Teaching Kitchen teaches veterans how to cook. So they love working with the cooking classes. They like to spend additional time with our community-based inspections. our whole health program, our eating disorders team, and our surgery team. As I shared, the internship ends with 3 weeks of staff experience. Interns have the opportunity to spend time either in clinical, community, or food service systems management. They do cover for the preceptor, but they remain working under the guidance of the preceptor throughout that experience. We feel that our professional staff at the Cleveland VA is well set to provide excellent experiences for our interns, with 91% of our dietitians already having a master's degree, as well as many of our dietitians having additional specialty certifications, which allows them to precept their rotations with excellent knowledge that they can share with the intern. The VA takes training very seriously. We do have a dedicated training room for our interns where each intern is assigned their own desk, computer, and locker. Our VA library has learning resources freely available to our interns, such as the Academy Evidence Analysis Library, the Nutrition Care Process Terminology. We have access to the Nutrition Care Manual, as well as other important academic resources. A couple of items about application criteria for the Cleveland VA. You must be a United States citizen to apply. All men over the age of 18 must be registered with the Selective Service. We evaluate our candidates in terms of their academic achievement. We look at their personal statement, various experiences that they have with work, volunteer leadership, and research. The most competitive candidates have a GPA of at least 3.0. We do not require GRE scores. And when we do look at work experience, we do look to see if there's an area related to dietetics, which would be beneficial, but we love to see all the types of work experiences that our applicants have. The VA does participate in both the spring and the fall match, but each class would start in August. And then just to reiterate, our stipend is currently set at a little over $25,000 for the 11-month dietetic internship. Our interns have one-to-one preceptor experiences with minimal simulation or shadowing, and there is the opportunity to do the dietetic internship with master's degree at CASE over 18 months, or for applicants who already have their master's degree, they have the option to do the dietetic internship only, which is 11 months. And the VA graduates have preferred hiring status with the VA healthcare system. Our contact information is provided here again if anyone has any questions. And thank you very much, and I'm happy to turn it over to Professor Randall for her portion. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Owen. I am now going to share my screen. And with a little luck, you're seeing it. So we will now switch gears and talk about CASE's public health focused dietetic internship. So our program, again, is 18 months, just like the VA program that you just heard. We have a long history of training dietitians to work in public health nutrition. We were the first MS in public health nutrition offered in the United States. It was first offered in 1941, courtesy of the little photo down in the lower right that you see there, Helen Hunter, who is a former Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics president, and she was our department chair. And the degree from the very beginning offered what we call in the public health world field experience, basically supervised practice, and we were accredited as an internship in 1986. We can match up to 7 interns each spring, and the way our program looks is almost flip-flop from what you just heard from Dr. Hand and Mrs. Owen. We start in fall of the first year with classes only. We believe that since you're coming from your undergraduate program, you're in the groove. So we'll give you your heavier load of classes. And then in spring of your first year, you will have classes on Monday at least one mandatory class on Monday, and then maybe an elective also on Monday or on an evening after internship hours, because you will be in your rotations Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday during normal business hours. In the summer, we do what's called your public health block field experience, and I have away from Cleveland, which is a little questionable. As you might guess, during COVID, we didn't send our students away because our preceptors were not working in their offices, and things haven't exactly returned to the office 100% in public health, and I'm not entirely sure if they ever will return to the way they were pre-COVID. So you will do a public health experience. Where you will do it from is TBD. We'll talk about that more as we get closer. It is 2 years from now, so I can't predict the future for those of you who would be matching in this cycle. Then after that public health experience, you return to local rotations, and again, one required class and then elective classes either on Monday or in the evening, again, after rotation hours. So what are those classes? In your first fall, you do a 1 credit hour asynchronous evidence-based practice for healthcare professionals, just like the VA interns. You are required to take diabetes prevention and management, just like the VA interns. There's nowhere you can work in a clinical profession where you will not see patients with diabetes. We require that you take nutritional epidemiology, and then you have time for 2 electives. In the spring, we lighten your load because you are in your supervised practice. You will take Intro to Public Health Nutrition, which sets you up for your summer experience at a public health site. You'll also have time for an elective. And the one significant difference between our programs is that the public health program gives you academic credit for your supervised practice. And that's what that public health nutrition field experience is, Nutrition 531. Again, in the summer, you'll do your public health rotation somewhere. And then when you come back in the fall, you will have a follow-up public health nutrition course that builds on what you learned in the spring and what you did over the summer. And again, you'll get academic credit for your local rotations, and you'll have time for an elective. So since we are an MS in Public Health Nutrition program, it is not surprising that we have a public health and community nutrition emphasis, which means our largest block of supervised practice hours are in a public health facility. So you will spend 12 weeks from about the end of May through the beginning of August. The agency will be out of town. Whether or not you will be is TBD. And you will function basically as a public health nutritionist. You will do some work in your first semester of public health nutrition to learn about your community and its needs, and to learn about the agency that you're going to. Once you are there, you will be assigned projects, and you will function as if you were an actual public health nutritionist and have your own responsibilities and projects. It's almost equivalent to staff relief in a clinical rotation, except it lasts longer. Examples of where you might go to do that, or where you might virtually do that. We have used the WIC program through the Massachusetts Department of Health recently, Ohio Department of Health, Ohio Department of Aging. We also have some sites that you can read for yourself. I won't read them to you. The one thing that I think it's important for you to know is we have these established relationships. You don't have to find your site. We have preceptors who we have worked with for a very long time. They know the requirements of the programs. They love our students. Most of them will hold a spot for our students each year. So you will learn from faculty what sites are able to take a student the following summer, and you can rank your choices, and then we'll match you based on, what we think is a really good fit for you plus your interests. You will also do rotations just like all other internships. You will do an acute care, you'll do a food service management rotation. We do have a community rotation that's longer than some of the other programs' community rotations, because we have that public health community focus. The one rotation that we offer that is very different than a lot of other programs is we offer a counseling rotation, because I think sometimes, remembering back to my internship a very long time ago, when you set foot on the floor of a hospital, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of words in the EMR that might be unfamiliar to you. It's a little stressful. And so what we do is we give you a counseling rotation in a low risk setting, so that you can learn to build rapport with patients before you actually have to set foot in a hospital and figure out all the other stuff going on. And so we use some very low risk sites for that. What happens with our graduates? Well, they are qualified to take the RDN exam. We have a 98% first-time pass rate. Our graduates are employed. Of those who are interested in being employed, 100% have found employment within 6 months. And we also have a number of grads who are active member of professional organizations, perhaps taking their cue from the slide that Dr. Hand showed, I don't know, some number of slides ago, with a number of us being involved in our professional associations, hopefully serving as role models for you. Where do our students end up after graduation? Just like Dr. Hand mentioned, not all the VA students end up in clinical, not all the public health students end up in public health. That's what your internship is for, is to figure out what you like and what you don't like. And so we have some working in public health, we have some working in clinical, we have some working in what we call industry, Abbott labs, that kind of thing. And we also have a number of PhD students of late. So that's kind of interesting. We set you up nicely if you want to continue your education even further. The financial details. Here is the lowdown. Again, the highest tuition cost is our first semester because that's when you are taking the largest number of academic credits, and then you pay by the credit spring, summer, and fall. We do have an endowment that is was specifically given to the university for this program, and it provides each student a tuition stipend of approximately $15,000. And so when you take the total program cost minus the stipend, you see where we land at about $52,000. You are, of course, still eligible for federal financial aid, other grants and scholarships, that kind of thing. So, as if we have told you a few times, we will tell you again, if you are interested in applying to this program, you are applying to Case Western Reserve University via DICAS. The accreditation for this program is held through the university, my responsibility. And so if you are interested in applying to our program, apply to Case through DICAS and note in D&D that it's Case. And just with the VA program, we do not see any reason for you to apply to Case's graduate school first. Wait until you match, and then it's a technicality. We will walk you through applying to graduate school and help you get some of the materials that you submitted through DICAS into the graduate school application. So it's not an onerous task. It also saves you the application fee until you actually know that you need to apply to our graduate school. If you have additional questions, that's me. Feel free to send me an email or call me on the phone if you'd like. It would be nice to hear my phone ring once in a while. So you've seen this kind of info before, but here it is in one slide. If you have questions about the academic side of the VA program, that would be Dr. Hand. You don't apply directly to that side of things until you have matched at the VA, and that questions about the VA program are for Mrs. Allen. And you see the program number there. And if you are interested in the public health program, that is me, and there is our program number. So finally, we would love to chat with you. We know this was a little impersonal since we are talking at you via recording. We will be at the Supervised Practice Fair at Fancy if any of you are going, or I suppose by the time you watch this, you may have already gone. But we also will have some Q&A sessions for spring applicants, meaning that application deadline of February and match in April. If you want to ask us questions, we will be together via Zoom Thursday, December 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday, January 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Zoom information is here, but do not panic. You do not need to write this down. If you got to this video, you are on the same page as the Zoom link. So all you have to do is click on that Zoom link, either on December 4th or January 18th, and you will see all of our smiling faces there to answer whatever questions you have. We will not go through all these slides again because you've already watched them, but please come with your questions and we will be very happy to answer whatever questions you have. So with that, we are thrilled that you are interested in our programs, and we're looking forward to receiving your applications and hearing from you with questions. And if you have questions before those Q&A sessions, just reach out. We're happy to answer. Have a wonderful fall semester, and we look forward to seeing you in person or virtually soon. Take care.